To Dine with Diane by Noel Davenport. This is a story of those who have dined alone with Diane. Diane is well known by all who work at the small cafe in the little town of Snohomish, Washington. Not surprisingly, it is not often told. The Cabbage Patch was deeded anonymously 68 years ago to the current family who owns and operates the cafe. The deed included the entire property, the building, all of the furnishings, and a very popular menu. It was also deeded with an anonymous trust fund type account set up to cover monthly costs, electricity, water, inventory, etc. Furthermore, the anonymous fund stipulates menu and hours of operation may not change under any circumstance. Lastly, the owner may not make any of these arrangements public knowledge. As you enter the Cabbage Patch, there is a friendly hostess with a pleasant but aimless smile from ear to ear. Continuing towards the back, you pass by a small bar area filled with men, all addressing each other by the first name. The general dining area is lively and largely populated with a man, a wife, 2.5 kids, and you can actually smell the paint drying on the white picket fence. Some of the tables will have the typical office lunch outing group, and the entire dining area is peppered with visitors from out of town. When the main dining area is full, as it almost always is, the hostess will round the corner to a narrow staircase ascending to an upper dining area. The step and risers of the stairs are uncommon size and ratio, causing for an uneasy stride and almost guaranteed trip up at any quick pace. But this is what to expect from an old, converted residential building. At the top of the stairs, when entering the upper dining area, you'll notice all of the original decor, old posters and equipment, the dried flower arrangements and antiques, and a dress, Diane's dress, hung at the top of the rafters on the center of the wall, fully visible only at the top of the stairs. On top of the dress is a hat, hung with similar care. Unusually, the entire building is filled with light conversation. New friends, old friends, children, and appropriate music from the 1930s and 40s. Then, as a child complains about finishing the last bite of a grilled cheese, and as a man orders a Reuben sandwich, and as an older woman asks for a dessert menu, knowing she will not really order anything from it, a song comes over the airwaves. It's Frank Sinatra's My Funny Valentine. Suddenly, there's a bang and a clang from the kitchen, and the tune is abruptly changed. Only if the issue is pressed to the point of awkward and uncomfortable conversation will you get a reluctant explanation as to why. Usually, this will from an off-duty employee. About 22 years ago, a man came in a little before opening hours for lunch. He was a local man, well known by everyone. He was well liked and a son to a previous mayor or some small town political figure. No one really remembers. The downstairs area, although vacant, was reserved for a family reunion. As the young man was seated in the upstairs dining area, he made a comment to the hostess that he absolutely loved the song that was playing. The hoster later recalled that the song was indeed My Funny Valentine. After filling the young man's water glass, set up the table setting, and left a menu, she returned down the precarious staircase. Minutes later, a very loud boom, bang, bump, thud was heard by all in the lower level. It was as if somebody fell down the stairs. The nearest waitress called up to see if the man was all right. No sound. She ran up the stairs, stumbling more than once, splitting her shins more than once on the sharp edge of the step. At the top, she noticed that the room was vacant. She checked the bathroom. Empty. She checked the closet. Also empty. She noticed that all of the windows were still shut and latched from the inside. The man was missing. So was the dress. Diane's dress. But no, it was not missing. It was moved. Diane's dress was no longer hung up on the wall. It was actually draped in the chair opposite from where the young man had been sitting, along with Diane's hat, laid on the table in front of the dress. The police were notified, and investigation had begun. And the investigation came to a close without a trace. What happened? Where is the young man? Possibly even more curious than the disappearing of the young man is the rumors following his disappearance. Rumor number 1. The young man's family, said to have political connections, actually urged the police chief to call off the search in less than the normal amount of time for a missing person. Rumor number 2. The family of the missing young man left town almost immediately after receiving a large, undisclosed amount from the Cabbage Patch owners. The form of disclosure said that the document was to avoid a suit against the Cabbage Patch for liability of the young man's disappearance. Rumor number 3. The same story has allegedly happened various times to numerous tourists and out-of-town guests. The thing is, nothing connects the missing persons with reports of the Cabbage Patch or Diane. To Dine with Diane by Noel Davenport. This is a story of those who have dined